no idea if this is working, especially this microphone. But this is what you're supposed to do when you get to the Institute and how you should react. Because I've seen all kinds of morons reacting in all kinds of bad ways. And actually I'm already doing bad things. Because we shouldn't be stealing from the Institute.
No use.
Why do they have doors in games that are inaccessible? That makes no sense.
I can only imagine what you heard.
I mean, if they're locked,
what you think
they
of
can
us.
be unlocked. They should be unlockable.
I'd like to show you that you
Can't
may
even be
have
unlocked, then they shouldn't even
the
be
wrong impression.
there. No, I have the right impression.
Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place,
I'm
these
using a
people,
mod.
the work we do.
Mods how the
For
Institute
over
works.
100 years, we've
So far, I
dedicated ourselves
don't really
to
see anything
humanity's
different.
survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials,
Trees, maybe?
a shared vision of how science
more
can help
trees.
shape the future. It has never been
It's
easy,
been a while since I played this
and
game.
our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now,
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to
we
stream
must
this
remain
game because
underground.
I use
There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable.
unstable.
I'd like to
They're
talk to you
disgusting.
about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very
Where
personal
am I
reason.
going?
You are here for your
It's
son.
different layout. Well, that's the excuse.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Why isn't there? Why isn't there like?
Sean. I've been looking for you
Well,
for
there wasn't it.
so long.
Who are you?
It's me as your dad. Where is everyone?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Okay.
Sean,
okay.
are you okay?
Why am
You're
I
not
getting
hurt, are
so
you?
upset?
What's going on? Father?
What do you want me to do? What can I do? Open
Sean,
the door.
open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here! Help me!
You're a synth, aren't we?
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Ah!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus.
Yeah, it was a.
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
Grab it. I want answers.
Just
Yes, help me.
help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son.
Mostly had fun killing things.
Your tenacity and dedication have been... It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am... your son.
Is that...
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault.
Well, obviously,
had no
what happened in
concept
the
of
vault
the
happened a
passage
long
of time.
time ago. Duh.
You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you
I'm
lost.
amazed that there wasn't
But
some
then you
time
learned
stamp
that
in
your
the,
son was
you
no
know,
longer an infant,
in
but
the
a
vault 111.
10-year-old boy.
There should have been.
You
been
believed
a
that
clue.
10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect
So everybody
machine.
who stole you was...
So they
like
followed the
60 years.
best example thus far.
How
the
those
human
Kellogg's
being.
still so young?
Walking,
Guess he
talking,
was
fully
human, not
articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed.
Yep.
Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant,
That makes sense.
frozen in time,
Explains the putridness
protected
of the
from the
surface.
radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth.
Yep.
I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my
pretty
DNA
flower,
that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
I'm keeping my radio off so that I don't get... You don't believe 60 years.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know
Where's
you
my
must have
response? Like,
questions.
this is really cool.
Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg, mother... so you're in charge of the Institute?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important.
Oh,
It really
that's
is
clear.
humanity's best hope for the future. No matter what those above ground might think of us.
Who cares what they think? Sure, it doesn't matter what they think. It matters what you do.
It doesn't matter what they think. What matters is what you do.
I'm glad we see it the same way.
Duh.
Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Kellogg was, let's just say he's more complex.
Kellogg was... Let's just say he was more complex than you might think.
After what he's done, I'm surprised to hear you say that. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond
can I get
any
some of that?
normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
I think I've heard...
I think I've heard enough for now.
Very well.
Yes.
The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing
Hopefully I
here.
can make this more useful.
I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that.
Do I have a grandson?
Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Want me to stay here? Maybe, I don't know. Yes, that's what I want.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
duh.
what I want.
Look
I
at this
know.
place.
I know you've been through so much. I'm pleased to see it has not impaired your judgment. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us.
Why?
There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself, a chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
I don't know about that. I'm not here to take orders.
I'll do whatever it takes. It's worth it.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home.
First
as
thing
much
I've got
as
to
it is
do is
mine.
go find...
Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to
Would you
introduce
like to know that
yourself to the
Virgil was
division head.
dead?
Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of
Dr.
your
Lee.
arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Okay. It's a pretty flower. Let's just take a look. I'm wearing courser uniform. Let's just clean up. Let's just make sure we don't have a lot of nonsense. Oh, if you want to see my build, yeah, I'm level 45. I was in no real hurry, so I've gotten all the crafting maxed. Point and bloody mess. Force, boy, that doesn't work. Can resistant. I'm not big in bombs in this one. Let's see this one. I took that even though I can't stand that. But you need to build stuff. Alcohol, chems. I have no idea how this is supposed to work because it doesn't seem to. Let's quick save.